How do I introduce this thing?
This is the Gucci Gang ASMR podcast.
No more ASMR. Can't be ASMR anymore. Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast with no name. I'm your intrepid host, Nolan McCool. This is introduce yourself.
I'm Kelson, and then...
Hey, I'm James.
James is back. Just one this time though.
James is back.
We couldn't afford James, we just had to get James.
James is here.
No, James was lame.
James,
gotta kick him out.
We killed James, we replaced him with James.
James is the worst, man. I don't know why you're friends with him.
He's so good. God, he's so good.
That's why we got James.
Yeah.
James is alright. I'll take
James
him.
Better.
James is better though.
No, James is better.
I'm right here, guys.
This is the podcast with no name. Today episode we're going to find a name for the episode. Here are a few suggestions written out on a sheet of paper. Written out on that sheet of paper. There's the audio spike.
Looks so weird.
Today we're going to list the names and we're going to find one that we like. Now I've written out about 20 names here, which you guys have not heard. And these are all possible ideas. Now most of these, some of these are jokes. Some of them I'm dead set on, and I expect you all not to laugh until I'm finished and tell you which ones are and are not jokes.
Okay. I'll try not to laugh.
We have, starting from the top, the Keck Cast. That's K-E-K Cast.
What does KEK stand for?
It's just Keck. It just stands for... It's just that feeling you get, you know? Just Keck. Occasionally. Okay, we'll put a pin in that one. Going down the list next, we've got the Pog Cast. Now that's Pog, P-O-G, as in, you know, the little slammers, the little discus things that you threw out. They were made of cardboard.
Good.
I've got over 500, and I figure each episode we'll just talk about one. And then I can gather ad revenue off of that for the next 25 to 30 years.
We'll use some of that to buy new pogs.
You think that we could make one episode about just one pog and not deviate?
Yes.
I'm sure
Buy a pog.
we'll find a way.
Has a
1
pog.
hour exclusive.
Paul has a pog. Yeah.
He does, yeah.
We'll go steal
let's
from
his
him.
pog and,
We'll steal his pog. So we'll think about Pogcast. Now, these ones are some funny wordplay involving the name of the channel already. We've got the McCast, you know,
trash.
because McCool, McCast.
Yeah, don't.
That one's actually one that I consider to be probable, one that might actually work. Going down from that, we have something horribly generic. We have the Nolan McCool Show, or the Nolan Show. It's simple, it's easy, people remember it. David Letterman will probably have us on his show if we call it that. Late Nights with Nolan was another idea.
I kind of like that.
Late Nights with Nolan.
That could be good.
Late Nights with Pals or something.
Because we always record late at night. I kind of like the late night thing.
The time is now 12 a.m. Do you know where your child is? That one is possible, though. I really like that one. We going down from that, we have the AM podcast, which is another probable one, because we always record this in the AM, the early AM hours. Usually like 3 a.m. The AM podcast, or the AM cast.
The latest we recorded was like 3 or 4 a.m., wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That was like the Avengers one, wasn't it? No, that was... Avengers was like done at like 2 in the morning. I think the very first one was like 4 o'clock. Yeah. That was great. Going down from that, we have the Yogs. I didn't write Yogs Cast. It's just the Yogs. That way it's not infringement, right? We're just going to call it the Yogs.
No, it's the Yog Space Cast.
Another similar one, we have the Late Show with Nolan, or any variation of that. We got the McPodcast.
But yeah, the McCast.
Similar to the McCast, but this one is just the McPodcast.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's much better.
It's not okay.
It's much better. I spent hours on this list.
You should enjoy all of this.
You should appreciate this. Down from that, we have the Nonsense Talk Hour. I just figured we'd go with something a little more literal this time.
That appeals to Augie.
The Nonsense Talk Hour, yeah. Yeah, that one's good. We'll do that. going down from that, we have the God Cast because
because when we stay up all night talking about the universe and all that.
also, yeah, it's the podcast to end all podcasts, the God Cast. It's the one and only. Yeah, I think that that was just because when it gets to the early morning hours, we start talking about religion and what we think the universe is made out of.
Donut universe.
The universe is made of bitcoins.
This
Yeah.
on the podcast.
We will not talk about this.
Essentially, one night we all were like hanging out, and we're gonna talk about this now. It got really late, and it was like 5 a.m., and we just started talking about God, and then the conversation turned into bitcoins and like what the universe is made out of. And I don't know. I think I came to the conclusion because it was so late at night that or early in the morning that the universe was just made of bitcoins.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think I fell asleep one point during that thing.
I think we all fell asleep.
You probably woke up when
point.
we were talking about the Bitcoin.
Hey, how about the Bitcast? We'll call it the Bitcast.
And we'll just talk about Bitcoin that we don't own.
Yeah, because
the downfall of Bitcoin.
The fall of Bitcoin. That thing's gonna crash. It's gonna be another Great Depression
someday.
Pretty soon.
Now.
Huh?
You think soon?
Yeah.
Right
it's
now.
Really high. And then people are getting really, really scared.
And then they're selling it. Yeah.
Makes
sense.
Sorry, back to the thing at hand.
No, I agree. It's probably going to crash and burn, and it'll be just horrible. Now, since the only real other show that's like a consistent show on my channel is Draw Talk, we could just call it the Drawcast or something, even though none of us draw during the show. Or we could put like background footage. We all doodle. That could be a different idea for a show, though.
We could do background stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
We could, but at the same time, like, we live in the middle of nowhere, and the internet is, like, the worst. And so it already takes, like, 10 hours to upload this thing with a still image, so...
If you want, you could, put it on a USB, come over to my house and upload it.
We could do that.
I honestly don't mind at all.
James' place has good Wi-Fi. It's got real good Wi-Fi. That's why I hang out in your backyard all the time when you guys are asleep.
I kind of figured.
Yeah.
Figure that's why.
Oh shit, you knew I was there?
Yeah, at 4 a.m, I just hear something like walking in the back. I just kind of got scared, but then I'm like, it's probably Nolan. Because my Wi-Fi goes down around the hour.
Yeah,
just assume that it's me. It's probably me, yeah. Don't be afraid of the people walking through your backyard, guys. It's just me.
That's
just me.
That's actually really, really terrifying.
Come get your fun times.
Thinking about people who have possibly walked through your backyard.
No, I'm thinking of that, just like everyone that's walked in my backyard.
If anybody, like, you don't know.
Because like that's like the darkest part. Like, you know, like where my window is, right?
Yeah.
Right there is just dark. So there's actually
really
there
weird.
could be people that's just walking by, and I wouldn't know.
It's honestly so weird.
You could just hop those brick fences easy.
It's just me. Don't be scared. It's just me. I want to come give you a hug.
Now I gotta think about that before I fall asleep.
Don't worry, James. It's just me. I'll protect you.
You got it. Thank you.
Then we got like the Draw Talk podcast, which is similar to the first one, but like I don't think my whole channel should be rebranded as just Draw Talk.
That's true.
So I think I could pretty much scratch that puppy off the list. Scratch that metaphorical thing off the list. What was that?
I was scratching it.
Oh. Okay.
Should we get ASMR?
Stop.
Some of the ASMR jokes, Nolan.
Stop. No more ASMR. We decided that's not going to be the name of the podcast. If the name of this podcast does change, probably the titles on all those other ones will change as well.
That's true. Then you'll make like a playlist that has like the real name.
Yeah, I'll just change the title on them so it doesn't just say the podcast. It'll say blank blank, the ASMR sauerkraut power hour or whatever. Oh, that's another possible name, the ASMR sauerkraut power hour.
You said no more ASMR.
I changed my mind after I invented that.
Just let it go.
The Rainy Day Show, or the Rainy Day Podcast.
That's actually really fitting for today, because it rained all day.
It did, and it was
really pretty.
Terrific. These are the ones that I would consider, like, possible, like, actually good. We had, so there's draw/talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get pod/talk, or cast/talk, or podcast talk, or raw talk.
Oh, I thought it said rar.
Rar talk.
Right.
We'll have the XD cast, the Emoji Movie cast.
Pod Talk's probably my favorite out of those.
Pod talk. I figured that one was pretty good. Or it could just be / talk. Like there's no draw.
Just talk.
I like just talk. Then down from that, of course, we actually do have just talk, and then just / talk. So that was the list. I think of the possible ones, probably Pod Talk, or like one that's like the Late Show, or like the Rainy Day Show or something.
That's pretty cool, because then you could have like the playlist thumbnail be like a rainy day.
Yeah, or like a rainy night podcast or something. The Rainy Night Podcast. And that was all I had. What do you think, Kelson?
They said you had like 20 of them.
That was like 20, I think. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Oh, damn, man.
Oh, wow.
God damn.
You went over.
Pretty good. I went above and beyond.
Proud of you,
for
son.
this. Thanks. Thank you.
Dad.
Father. But yeah, I think Pod Talk or like the Rainy Day Show or the Late Show is probably the most likely.
But it's also up to the listeners, right?
On to the real.
Wait. I wanna look at these names. Okay, go to your...
Okay. You can.
What do you want to talk about next?
You look over the names. Here, look at the names. There they are. Look at the names. I'll go to the next thing, but you look at the names. We're gonna edit this out anyways. Fuck. Not all of it, but some of
it. I think...
I'm editing out your part specifically.
Thank you, Nolan.
Yeah. What do you think?
It has just like clips of you guys talking to nothing, and then...
What do you think? What do you think? And then it censors your name, and then that's it.
What do you think? Boop. And then it's like, well, that's a very interesting observation.
That's a good one.
The AM cast, I like that. The late show with Nolan. That's good. No.
Oh, damn.
No, but that could be good.
Don't roast me, Stop!
Look at you.
I'm sensitive. I don't know if I want to have my name in the title. I don't know if that sounds too, like, pretentious or something. I don't want to come across as pretentious. I don't know. I don't think it really is, though. I mean, I branded myself as such for this whole thing, so, like, I don't think it really is. But, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever it is. Anyways, moving on to the really, the hard-hitting stuff. Could you put down the bottle cap, please?
I did that.
Sir, you're polluting the audio.
Just a whole bunch of that.
Stop! Someone remove him. Someone fire this man. You don't get paid. You're here because I told you.
I don't get paid, period, Nolan.
You get paid at all. That's right.
What about your pool money? We probably shouldn't put this in the thing.
Shit, I'll edit it out.
I don't want to talk about that.
Shit. Crap.
No,
James,
watch your
we
mouth.
had one rule. You weren't supposed to talk about
Let's
that.
talk about my stripping career.
We weren't supposed
Stop.
We weren't supposed to talk about his stripping career or my rampant alcoholism.
By the way, it's...
I gotta edit that out now, too.
Oh.
Too much work to do. I don't...
Sorry, you're gonna have to edit so much.
Those things are supposed to be easy. On to the real hard-hitting topic at hand, though. Now, I think you guys can all predict what this one's going to be now. What do you think it's
Star
going?
Wars.
Star Wars? What do you think, James?
I want to hear yours first. Like, you already know what I think.
What do you
hear? Well, The Last Jedi was good, but really, how they portrayed...
Wait, was it Star Wars?
Was it Star Wars?
You're both wrong! Now, are you guys one of those sickos that put ice in milk?
No, that's fucking wrong.
Have you heard of this?
There's milkshakes, right?
There's people that take milk. It's just milk. They take a glass of milk.
They just put ice in
And
it.
they put ice in there.
A milkshake is okay. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
It's blended.
It's blended.
It's blended. It's
just
frozen.
milk
It's
in it.
confection.
You just put milk with like cubes of ice. They're wrong. They need to... I'm sorry, but...
I saw someone do this, and it freaks me out, and I don't like it, because the thought of watering down milk makes me want to gag.
Water and milk just... No.
It makes me want to vomit my spleen out.
It's really graphic. Wait, where did you see them do it?
I don't know. I had a friend a while ago, and I remembered this the other day. Like, it was some kind of suppressed memory, or repressed, rather. And I just, like, remembered it, and I, like, stumbled and fell to the ground and got a nosebleed. And when they woke up, they were like, what's wrong? I'm like, my friend, he put ice in his milk. And they're like, that's gross. I'm like, I know.
That sounds like a James thing to do.
That is a very James thing to do. Did you put ice in milk, James?
I'm James.
You're James? You're singular James? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. You guys all look alike. Nothing personal. Oh, no, I'm
controversy.
Sorry. I don't mean that. Come back. He's gone.
He didn't go anywhere.
Oh, he's here. Hey, James.
Hey.
Anyways.
Problem.
Sorry.
Problem.
My violent, rampant alcoholism again.
It's showing.
I need to edit it all out.
It's showing.
I think we just need to edit out the whole thing. But seriously though, this is a very serious topic, and like, people need to stop it. If you know someone who does this, you need to...
Don't get ice. I mean, that's just...
Don't even bother calling the police. Just burn the house.
I mean, this has nothing to do with it, but when I worked at Safeway, I didn't see the person do this, but I was just making my rounds because they make you do that. And someone put an entire gallon of milk in the freezer. And when I was, like, sweeping the floor, I opened it. I'm like, oh, what the heck? And it was frozen solid.
Ew.
Icy milk. That's
Something
right.
about, like, milk ice cubes sounds
right.
disgusting.
It had to have been there for a long time, and no one else on duty saw it. Because it was frozen solid. It wasn't slushy. It was solid.
A lot of the times with that, though, it's like the employees just don't really care.
It's because, like, I think it was, like, my second week there. And, like, I saw it, I'm like, what the heck?
Someone just like, I know what to do.
They were trying to buy it the next day, James, and you just ruined it for them.
Yeah.
Like, I showed it to the manager, I'm like, what do I do with this? And he's like, oh, we just put it in the back freezer. I'm like, what?
Freaking
Freeze it more. I want it.
He's like, yeah, it just goes in with the other rejects. I'm like, alright.
Rejects.
Now, time for a very serious topic again. Okay. Now, Sony Pictures Entertainment, the people that nearly started World War III by releasing the interview, they, the people that brought you Ghostbusters 2016, and The Amazing Spider-Mans 1 through 2, the people that were going to do an Aunt May spin-off movie, they decided that of all times, of all years, of all decades, the time to make a movie about Slenderman was now.
After it died off back in 2012?
I mean,
back in the war.
I mean, at least I'm glad they didn't do it when the clown scare was going around. That would have been awful.
Oh, it would have been bad.
Wait, why?
Because, like, it's about a guy in the woods.
Oh.
And a bunch of, like, the clowns did that too.
There's a controversy going on right now. Remember the girl who got, like, stabbed by those two kids who were, like, trying to kill her for Slenderman?
Slender.
The dad of that girl is mad at this movie and is calling it distasteful.
I never heard of that, though. Like,
You
the girl
didn't
that
hear
got
about that?
stabbed.
You didn't hear about that? Okay, so
yeah, you go.
welcome to the Dromcast. Kelson, you can do it.
Dromcast?
It's
I
the
can't remember the full
Dromcast.
story.
Essentially, this girl's hanging out with their two friends, and they go into the woods, and the two friends, like, stab her and leave her for dead, and they got arrested, of course, but the kids said that they did it because they read that if they killed their friend in the woods, Slenderman would come and take them away. Kids are dumb. Kids are very dumb. They're easily influenceable, and they're dumb. They really are. I'm very glad that that little girl survived. Clearly, she wasn't insane.
I want to sign a petition to get rid of all kids.
To just nuke them? You just put them on an island
No more kids.
until they're adults? What do you do?
Just get rid of
Just
them.
get rid of all the kids?
No more kids.
I think it was a Phineas and Ferb episode, wasn't it? They just locked away the kids.
Wait, weren't they kids too?
Doofenshmirtz made like a little Alcatraz for the kids. He had them all locked away just because he hates kids.
There's like demonic stuff going on around there.
Yeah, it was like Outlast. It was just like that.
Just like Alcatraz
Oh
itself.
my gosh.
That was bad, dude. I couldn't believe that they made an episode of Phineas and Ferb that was TVMA.
Yeah, dude.
It's a little
It's wild.
disturbing, really.
like the dad of that girl, like he said, distasteful.
I don't know. I wouldn't call this movie distasteful. I get why he's sour about it, because, I mean, his daughter did get stabbed over this stupid thing.
Almost died from
But
it.
it's not like Sony is making this movie to spite him. But, I mean, I think Sony is really making this movie to spite us as a movie-going audience. Because this thing looks like garbage, and it's gonna suck.
Cinema's dead.
What?
After the Emoji Movie, cinema died.
Cinema died. There's no hope. Nothing is good. I can't think of a good movie that came out after the Emoji Movie.
They're trying to start a civil war.
That's not
all
true.
It is. They're just trying to start a civil war.
Good movies came out after the Emoji Movie.
I mean, yeah.
Like what?
Did Spider-Man Homecoming come out after the Emoji Movie?
I think so.
Okay. I don't understand. Okay.
But then again, I was wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah. First off, okay, let me explain it. So the trailer is essentially just random footage of people, like, in a graveyard, and then in the woods, and then there's someone in a bathtub. No, I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah, right? That would have sucked. And then it would have been even worse. I don't know how they would have managed it, but they would have managed it. They're like in the woods, and then there's like someone riding on glass, and then there's badly edited smoke effects and a shadow, and then there's jump scare sound effects, and then there's black and white footage that's supposed to be creepy. I think creepy is the emotion they were going for. Is it scary? I can't tell.
I don't know. I want to watch the trailer now.
I think suspenseful.
These androids are trying so hard to relate to us. They're trying so hard. I just can't do it. They just can't relate to us. Don't go!
Mom and Dad can't relate to me.
Where are you going?
Be right back.
Okay.
Don't worry.
It's just a bunch of unrelated footage, really. You saw the trailer, James.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, we saw it.
You saw it, yeah. It's just a bunch of footage and bad sound editing, and even though I am interested in it because creepypastas were something that I was really into at one point, like, I have no faith in this movie because it's coming out right now and it's being made by Sony Pictures. Now, I could be totally wrong. This thing could come out and it could be like The Shining of Slenderman movies, of which there are like 5.
Are there really?
I think. Let me think. There was Always Watching, which was based on the Marble Hornets web series, which is a good web series about Slenderman. Mm-hmm. That show is really good, and I would recommend it to anyone. Then there was like a Slenderman movie that got funded on Kickstarter, plus like 2 or 3 other unofficial ones done on YouTube, and then there's this one. So I think there's only like 5 total. There's probably a bunch of them. There's probably a bunch of fan films. Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are. Oh. If you count Marble Hornets and like all the ARG YouTube series about him, then you've got probably like up in the quadruple digits or something. Got quite a few Slenderman series. But it just, I don't know. It could be really good. It's being written by Victor Surge, who is the guy who created Slenderman. Okay. I haven't heard him do anything since Slenderman. I don't know if he's still prolific on the internet. I don't know if it was a thing of like Sony contacted him like, can we have this character? And he was like, only if I get it right. Or if it was like, he came to them like, I'm passionate about this. I want to make a Slenderman movie. And they were like, cool beans. Essentially, the writer, one of the 2 writers is the guy who made him, Victor Surge.
Good for him.
So we're not sure if he got like, if
I hope he has,
Sony
like,
had to hire him or if he like came to them with the idea.
Yeah, I wonder if he has like 99%, control. Like, I hope he does, because if it does, then it'll be his.
Yeah. He's only a writer though, so while he could have a lot to do with the story, I don't remember the actual director's name. He is known for very little. He does a bunch of TV shows. I can't think of any that he does. All I know is that he does a few TV shows. And he did a couple of movies which got like 5, 6 out of 10 on IMDb. So, who knows?
This could be his big break. Yeah.
This could be his big break. This could be the Slenderman movie that everyone has been waiting for. I know when Slenderman came out back in 2008 or whatever, I'm like, when are they gonna make this movie?
Wasn't that... in 2008, that was 4th grade, right?
I don't think so. Yeah. When did Slenderman come out? It was like 2010, I think. I think that's when it
said. When did Slenderman die?
When did Slenderman die? Is this lore?
First appearance June 10th, 2009.
Okay, so like 2009, 2010. I think 2010 is when it like started to get kind of popular.
Something awful post.
Because like Marble Hornets started to make their videos, which are good. People should watch those. Yeah, it was creepy. I can't believe I could handle that stuff at the time. Looking at it now, I'm so desensitized to scary things and like horror movies in general. That like Slenderman doesn't really faze me at all. Mm-hmm. But they could do interesting things with it. I still get surprised every once in a while. I mean, the 2017 movie, which was not too scary. It had a few moments that kind of... They got to me.
2017 what? Wait.
The It movie with the clown.
Oh, It, yeah.
With
For a reason I thought you were talking about Slenderman. I was like, he already had a movie?
Slenderman had
weren't they talking about making a movie at one point? It might have been like even a Kickstarter.
There was a canceled film called Entity from like 2012, and I don't know what happened to it. I can't find a lot of information about it. It seems like it was just a project that dropped off the face of the earth because there were trailers for it and they had like a release date for it, and I think what happened is the film got made. And probably a bunch of legal stuff happened with the house that owned it. And probably it just got passed around, and the film probably exists somewhere, but they just don't have anyone to distribute it. That'll happen sometimes. I can't think of a movie off the top of my head, but sometimes that does happen with movies where they'll be fully made, and just because of legal jargon, they can't make it. They can't release it.
They can't sell it, right?
Yeah, they can't sell it.
Or they could release it.
Or like sometimes they don't think it would be a wise investment to release it.
Kind of like The Interview.
Not really quite the same. That was more of like the studio was being threatened.
Yeah.
That was, Slenderman. I don't know. I don't know if they can do anything scary with him. There have been a couple times where he was scary, like in Marble Hornets, and that was because he wasn't the main focus. It was like he was like this outside force that they kind of kept just... He showed up occasionally, but like for the most part it was about like his like subservience and the people around these events. He was kind of kept in the background essentially, and when he did show up it was like genuinely creepy because the way they used him was really effective.
He was just like an undertone.
Pretty much. He was like a threat throughout, kind of, and you could tell when he was going to show up because weird stuff would start to happen. It was good. It was really good. Watch Marble Hornets.
On the topic of creepy stuff, what about Doki Doki?
That was interesting. I like that. That was enjoyable.
Doki Doki. Yeah.
Props to the creator, honestly. He did a really, really good job.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, first time playing through, it was just sort of like, whatever. I mean, festival, everything changed. It's like, okay, I see. Mm-hmm. I see the point now.
I know. I really wanted to see the festival, though.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like it was hyped up so much. I'm like, okay, I want to see this festival, and then...
That happens.
Things happen.
Doki Doki Dong Touch is a video game released on Steam for free. In it, you date one of 4... hot anime girls in an attempt to what I could only assume is smash. You never will achieve this, however, but you will get very close. You will find out that the girls are either depressed or suicidal or depressed, or they eat cupcakes, or one of them might even be like an eldritch god.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I just really like how they really showed that people really do hide how they feel about themselves.
They do.
Like, they're not really comfortable, and then when they do start getting comfortable, they start acting different and weird.
It was a good theme. And it was well done.
I really did like that. And like they dropped subtle hints that if you didn't pick up on it, then they just seemed like they were normal. But if you pick up on it, you're like, oh, something really is going on.
Yeah.
But you're helpless because you can't help them. Yeah, your guy can't do anything. He can only say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. It's like, that's
interesting.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's really good. Yeah.
But I'm gonna try not to rave too much about it. I really did enjoy it. I need to download it again and pursue Natsuki.
It's like Undertale.
That's illegal.
That's illegal.
It's just like Undertale. It turns off your computer. You've had a skeleton.
So what's your next topic?
I didn't get that far. I have Ice and Milk written down, and Slenderman and Doki Doki Dong Touch, and that's literally what's written down. And I don't know. I think I wrote that down because I thought it was clever, but it seems less clever now. Now, we got a few other things. Kelson. Tell me, Kelson. What scares you? What superstition, monster, alien, ghost, Native American thing freaks you out?
Did you want to save that one though?
We can talk. We'll save those. We'll save our personal stories.
Okay.
For like.
Okay, I was gonna say like if you want, since we're on the topic of video games, we could just jump over to Dark Souls.
I don't know a lot about it so far.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot about it.
That's true. You're in there.
I turned on Dark Souls. I got killed 10 times.
Really?
I got killed on the boss once, and then I beat the boss on the second try.
No, you only died 3 times.
Did I?
We'll say 10.
You did really well.
Sounds better.
I did alright.
No, you did really well, actually.
It was a good game. It's a fun game so far. I got eaten by a giant bird, and I think that's the end of it. It was fun for like 10 minutes.
I'm okay with that.
James told me that was the end of the game and turned it off. So
What?
James backhanded.
So I don't know. Yes, that's it. It was short. It was shorter than I expected, James, but it was pretty good. It was good. I would play it again if I had the option, you know. If I was really bored. It's not that good. I mean, it's alright. It's not very good.
10 minutes of playtime.
Dark Souls is really good, and you should buy it. Don't pirate video games.
Shout out to Dark Souls.
Oh, shut up. Dude.
FBI bussin'.
You could just hear the pounding on the door.
Get swatted.
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Get out! Heard you're pirating Dark Souls! Fuck!
Make sure you cut that clip out.
Yeah.
It's highly illegal.
Jimmy Pigs! Yeah, we'll cut that out for sure.
It's highly illegal.
Highly
Listen
illegal.
to it. It's in there, so.
It's just a joke, though. We don't mean it for real.
Wink, wink.
No wink,
Nudge
wink.
the- oh,
we don't
yeah.
mean it for
Yeah,
real.
no
we
wink,
bought the game.
Wink,
Piracy is a really big problem.
We
Please
didn't
do not
pirate the
contribute.
game.
wink, wink.
We didn't pirate the game.
Wink.
I never would. It was just a joke. Just for the video. Video games, I mean, we've been playing a lot of them lately, but I've been trying to cut back on them because I just don't have as much time for them. I save them for special occasions, like when I'm around friends or if, like, I need to pass time for some reason, like if I'm, like, riding on a plane or something. I've been saving them. They're more special event type things lately. All I've really
That's
played
lame.
recently was Doki Doki because it took like 3 hours. And we all played that together. That was fun.
It was.
And then we started Dark Souls. And I have a feeling that's going to become like the new Mario Odyssey for me. Because I played that thing like... I'm still not 100% done with Mario Odyssey. But like...
Yeah.
It's so good. So good.
I'm the opposite of you, Nolan. I've been playing video games a lot more since the semester ended.
I've been trying to get work done. I've been trying to draw things and I want to post them online, but I just haven't.
I bought so many video games when I graduated, and now I have, I think, over 15 games I need to beat. And so it's just like...
It's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, it is.
A bit of a list you got like going there.
It looks like I'm just playing video games, but I'm actually being pretty productive.
That's good.
Apparently, I'm addicted to video games now.
That's what
That's what my parents are accusing me of.
I think that's what the electrotherapist told him. Yeah.
The electrotherapist.
That's the thing, right?
I think they stopped doing that.
Back in like the 1800s, I believe.
I think it was still relevant in the early 1900s.
Ooh. Well, okay. No more electrotherapy for me.
Why?
I'm going to cut back on that a little bit more. Tell my guy he's fired and that no, he can't live in the attic anymore. It's weird.
No, what are you hiding from us?
What is it?
Besides the guy living in the attic giving me electrotherapy.
I mean, if you hid that for all the years I knew you,
pretty much nothing other than that. I have very few things to hide. What do I have to hide?
I mean, you sound like a very open guy.
Besides the 6 hookers in the closet that are dead, I don't hide anything.
I mean, you have a Garfield obsession. I
don't have a Garfield obsession. I've got like 3 of them. He's there, and
that's more than 3, Nolan.
That's like 4 Garfields. I have a problem. There's so many Garfields in this room. They just kind of slowly invaded. Like, I just like Garfield. I have a lot of nostalgia for him, and so I just gradually kind of got more and more Garfields, and now they're everywhere. They're always watching over me. They're protecting me.
That's cool.
I don't think it's a problem. It's more of a religion, and I expect you to respect it.
I don't respect it.
Don't.
The Garf religion?
Garf. Mm-hmm. Garfonzoism. Yeah, Garfieldism. Garfiists, I believe is what it's called. Jim Davidism.
The religion.
The Church of Jim David. Jim Davis.
We need him to open up a church. Let's sign a petition.
And just reads Garfield strips and everybody laughs.
For 1 hour every week.
They discuss the strip and the meaning of it.
On Mondays, because he hates Mondays. Oh my goodness.
I think Monday you're required to like lock yourselves indoors because Mondays are evil. They're the devil.
You have to only eat lasagna on Mondays. Yeah, and if you don't, Garfield himself will eat you.
You have to eat the lasagna to repel the demons.
Real quick,
that's why Garfield eats lasagna on Monday.
How did we get here?
Because my dad, when he gets drunk, he says he gets like really, really violent. My dad's really short, and he said like he'll find the tallest guy and he'll just like start picking a fight with him.
Imagine your dad's like a Danny DeVito. Like,
who do we say he was mixed
George Costanza.
George Costanza.
He's like the height of Danny DeVito, but the similar traits to George Costanza.
Yeah.
So I just imagine him just kind of challenging people, and it sounds really funny. His dad is like the funniest thing. He's got like this like thick Italian accent, not too thick, but like. It's noticeable. He's got that like he's got like that like Bob Hoskins Mario accent. He sounds like Mario back in the early days. He's funny. Your dad could play Mario. He should be Mario. Carlson, what scares you? What superstitions scare you?
I honestly don't know.
What ghost stories scare you? Afraid of Mothman?
I'm scared of looking into the mirror at night.
That is freaky.
I'm scared of turning the lights off in the kitchen at like 3 a.m. Grabbing like a cup of water.
That is a very rational fear because in order to turn off the lights, you have to then walk through the darkness to get out.
No, you bolt. See, I set up I turn every light I can on.
Yeah.
On the way there.
You give yourself a little trail.
Yeah, and then I slowly turn them off. So it's all good.
That is freaky.
Also, I'm really worried, like, it pertains to that, because it's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep, and so I need to get water. And so I take my flashlight on my phone, and I turn it on, and I'm so scared I'm going to, like, shine it, and it's going to shine into, like, somebody's eyes, and I'm just going to see the whites of their eyes.
That would be so bad.
Because, like, my living room is really open, and it always looks like there's a shadow of somebody in there. And it's just awful. I hate it.
That is freaky. The idea of someone being outside the sliding glass door freaks me out.
Oh yeah,
I don't like that at all. Because it leads
standing there.
It leads into not like outside, but it leads into like the Arizona room, which is like the add-on room. I'm always afraid every time I pass by because there's no curtains on it that I'm gonna walk by and there's just gonna be someone on the other side of the glass like looking at me. That freaks me out. I'm good at controlling this, but there are nights where like you've been watching creepy videos or something, and so you just kind of, leaving the room doesn't seem like much of an option, but you do it anyways.
I'm not gonna lie. When we saw it, I was terrified to sleep that night. Like I wasn't terrified of the movie. It wasn't that scary, but it was just the after. Like, cause it was nighttime. It didn't help. and Terry's room is really, really dark. And she has like a lot of figurines and such. Like the little dog, I put a blanket over it because I did not want to see its eyes. And then they also like, she also like just has like little stuff that in the darkness they look like things.
Yeah, it's not right.
And it was freaking me out.
Little stuff that in the darkness look like things. Yeah.
Yeah.
They transform.
I get you.
From stuff.
And then she has 3 closet doors, and they all look like they're opening slowly. I hated it so much.
And it's just like mentality playing with you.
I hated it. But the movie was good.
Well, it's a good thing you had me to hold on to all night. It was alright.
I like the humor of Pennywise.
Pennywise was just like funny. He was the least... Unless you're like deadly afraid of clowns, Pennywise was the least scary part. Except for the one scene where he like crawls through a projector.
Yeah.
And the lights keep flipping on and off. That was kind of freaky. Did you see this movie, Kelson?
No.
Oh, you didn't see it. Okay. Well,
I'm happy with what I'm doing. I don't need that.
all you need to know is there's one scene where Pennywise says "egg boy,"
Boy.
It's great.
and then the kid turns around and he's like chasing him.
Beep beep Richie.
Beep beep Richie. Beep beep Richie and Egg Boy.
I think my parents' room is the most haunted.
That's where the activity happens.
Because, like, of course, like, my parents are never alone in their room. But there's sometimes where I have to go into my parents' room to get something. And I can't help but just feel chills every time I go in there. First off, it's really hard to reach the light switch because it's behind, like, this screen. So you have to go all the way around the screen. So you're in the dark already, just reaching for the light switch.
Yeah, your parents have like that weird screen like on their front door.
And like the master bedroom. It's the master bedroom, so they have the bathroom connected to the bed. The bedroom, sorry. And like they have
to the bed.
They have
just like slide out of that.
They have the bed, and right across the bed is the bathroom, and they always keep the door open. And then right next to the like, so here's the bathroom. And then here's just like the walls, right? So on this side, this is just a glass wall. A glass sliding door.
Okay.
And they always have the blinds open so you could see outside and everyone could see inside. And that's just freaky.
It's just like paranoia going into their room.
They also have like a little mannequin head that holds a wig. And then like for some reason...
Is it your dad's wig?
No, I don't know. Like it's just a random wig. I think my dad has it, but he doesn't wear it. Like he just has it as a joke. And then for Halloween, he had this clown mask. And he put it on the thing, and I had to go into the room, and when I saw that, I almost just ran out. I'm like, I am done.
Dad, you keeping clown heads. It's not okay.
Oh.
I think that my fear is just the fear of the unexpected or the unknown.
Yeah.
Because, like...
What type of unknown?
The unknown. I don't know what it is.
Unknown.
You know, just...
Fear of the beast.
I'm afraid of Native American superstitions because...
afraid of Native Americans?
I'm afraid of Native Americans and also Japanese superstitions. Native American superstitions are always like...
Violent spirits.
Violent spirits that like, not even necessarily like the ones that are probably made up by white people, like Wendigo and Skinwalker. Which those probably have Native American ties somewhere. Those have been like over fleshed out at this point, and they're not even really scary anymore. But like, they have these like spirits that are just like odd. They just sound weird. Like there's like the giant birds that are just apparently roaming around the skies, just hanging out, waiting to eat you in the dark. And there's stuff. I mean, like. Even like the Wendigo, which I don't even know if that is like a Native American thing. Like the idea of that just freaks me out. Like you're in the woods at night and suddenly a tall figure with antlers stands up and it's completely white and it looks at you and shrieks and speaks to you and it's all that stuff is weird. Japanese superstition is weird to me too. Like they're always like ghosts with like pale faces and weird proportions and like dark hair. And it always is weird. There's like a lady who got cut in half on a railroad track and she'll come to you and ask you if she's pretty, and if you say no, she'll kill you, and if you say yes, she'll kill you.
Can you kill it or no?
So you just walk away?
You have to try to confuse it and run away, and that's literally all you can do, apparently. They got some weird stuff, though. Usually, it's just such a different culture. Like, they just have different things that are scary over there.
Yeah.
And because they're so, like, different from, like, the type of horror we have over here, it's just... Freaky. It's just weird. Like, I would recommend reading a book by Junji Ito. It's called, Uzumaki. It's like... I hope that's the right one. I hope that's not... I'm not thinking of Gyro. No, I think I'm thinking of Uzumaki. Uzumaki is this... I could be wrong. It could be a different one of his books. It's this story of... This big earthquake happens in Japan. And suddenly there's this big fault in a wall. Like a big rock wall just like cracks perfectly down the middle. And inside of this rock wall... They see all these outlines of, like, people. Like, just these outlines. Like, perfect human-shaped holes in the rock walls that just go in forever into the mountain. And one by one, people start to be attracted to these holes. And they start to go in and just get sucked into the mountain. One by one until everybody starts to go in. There's always a great twist to his stuff. I don't want to ruin what it is for this one. But it's so creepy and uncomfortable, and it really does... No, I'm not thinking of Uzumaki. Uzumaki's a different one. But, it's... He always has really creepy stuff. It's just so different. Uzumaki, the one I'm thinking of, is, It's this town that starts to get haunted by spirals. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's these people that just start going crazy. They start seeing, like, spirals everywhere. They start noticing all these patterns. And the town just, like, people keep dying. And there's people who end up, like, killed and they're, like, crushed into the form of a spiral. And it gets really creepy. It's super weird. He's got a very unique style. People have to look into it, I guess. That's the things that freak me out. Japanese and Native American superstitions.
Yeah.
Like, always, like, you hear, like, oh, yeah, this place was built on an Indian burial ground. That's why the spirits are really, really violent. And it's, like, that's freaky.
The idea of it is freaky, but, like, I don't know. I can't think of a place that's actually... Well, actually, probably most places are built on Indian burial grounds, now that I think about it. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Also, like, my mom's Filipino, and over there they have a lot of, like, superstitious and ghost stories too.
Anything interesting?
My mom's seen real ghosts before.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Ooh.
She says it's weird, like, you'll know the difference between, like, a good spirit and a bad spirit, just based on how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
And so I think she's seen more good spirits than she's seen bad spirits, but I guess it's more prevalent over there.
Huh.
Compared to here, which I don't understand why.
But they got stronger ties to the spirit realm or something.
Yeah, so this is just going back to, like, my house, and more proof why it's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So my house is completely new. It was just built new. Nobody's lived in it before. And they were giving my parents a tour of the house. And when my mom walked in, she felt like this cold air just rushed by her, and she heard something go, oh! Like, it was, like, grunting, like it was mad.
Yeah.
And she said, like, we're gonna get this house blessed as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah,
And so, like, we got the house blessed. But then we also got the piano after we got the house blessed. And then things started getting weird again.
Piano's haunted.
Piano stories are always good. I'm back here, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not gonna try to talk about the personal stories.
You can. It's up to you.
But my mom, like, just because we're talking about the Japanese superstitions and ghost stories and such like that, I don't remember any notable ones that my mom's told me. It's been a while since she's talked about it, and it kind of freaks her out to talk about it too.
Yeah.
Because I guess over there the spirits are violent also. Like, they'll throw stuff around. And when I visited the Philippines, I didn't notice any of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there was, I'm glad I didn't notice any of it. I probably would never want to go back. I mean, I kind of don't want to go back.
No.
And then all the dog meat and...
The dog meat.
You were talking about that one
You
time.
said you didn't try it, but...
I didn't. I was 8 at the time, and I knew better.
You knew better than to eat dogs.
Well, I hope everyone had a great Christmas, and I hope everyone has a great New Year.
Happy holidays.
It's Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa.
Excuse me. No.
We all failed.
I hope everybody had happy holidays.
I mean, the legacy of the Jedi is failure, right? The Jedi were just a bunch of idiots, and
Hey,
I'm
you
Luke
can stop
Skywalker. I'm just a hermit on an island. What do I know?
It's okay.
It hurt me so bad.
It hurt Mark Hamill, too.
It hurt Mark Hamill so bad. You could tell he just wants to cleave the skull of Mickey Mouse.
Oh my goodness.
His lightsaber. Metaphorically, of course. Metaphorically.
Mickey Mouse had nothing to do with this.
It was the mouse's fault. It's always the mouse's fault. I'm quitting the podcast. I'm done. This is the...
Am I taking over now?
Yeah, you're
I
showrunner.
inherited
You're
it.
Nolan now.
I am Nolan.
I don't mean that. I'm just gonna end the episode.
Oh, okay.
I got you good. You believed it.
I got real
Don't
worried.
cry. One of these days you will become me. One of these days.
One of these days.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take over my vessel one of these days.
Take over the family business.
Yeah.
For generations.
For
For
generations.
generations, this has been passed down.
For generations, we've been YouTube vloggers.
Oh, you okay?
Oh, I nearly died.
We
What a
almost
way
had
to
a first casualty.
what a way to end it.
No, we've already had one. That was... What was
Charlie.
Charlie?
Yeah.
I believe it's Charlie.
When his
Yeah,
arm
'cause-
broke.
Of course, James. This is James, the replacement.
That's true.
Um,
Whatever happened to James Kelson?
the body count was nearly at 3.
Then Kelson really would have inherited.
Yeah, he would have inherited the throne. Goodbye, everyone. I'm Nolan.
I'm James.
I don't care.
He doesn't care. This is the end of the podcast. I'll see you guys later.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Until next time.